Hello, everybody. My name is Mark Swink. I struggled with anxiety for 11 to 12 years. I'm off my medication. I was taking that for 11 years every day. I'm 31 years old now, and I'm just so grateful that I know there's a possibility and potential of not having to take anxiety medication my whole life. And now I'm here being a living example that it is a possibility. I've been off it, like I said, for 3 months. I left that old person behind, and I'm just so grateful for this work. I know it is the truth. I'm so blessed to know what we are and how powerful we are, and know that we are more than just these bodies. And I am just super grateful and fortunate to be in this position and to be fully awake. My doctor diagnosed me with anxiety when I was 19. And honestly, I feel like this doctor didn't really tell me too much about it. He was like, hey, how about you try to take some medication and see if that makes you feel better, is basically what we decided. And unfortunately, that led me into needing that medication for 11 years. Grateful for doctors, but also I'm just bummed out that there wasn't an option to try meditation or go to therapy or something like that. That wasn't even really talked about during my time with the doctor. It was just, hey, try this medication. So I'm just so grateful that meditation and this work is being implemented into our healthcare system these days, and it is a beautiful thing to see. My primary symptoms were muscle spasms, shakiness, vertigo, panic attacks, heart palpitations, tingly feeling in my body, multiple parts of my body. I was super uncomfortable. I feel like I would get lightheaded a lot for no reason, just by standing up. Those were some of my symptoms that I was dealing with at the beginning. And they progressed over time, and basically it was the same symptoms I was having, but they were just more intense. My panic attacks got worse, my muscle spasms were more frequent, my heart palpitations were more frequent. Kind of stayed the same for a while, but there were times where these symptoms would be more influenced and heightened. My anxiety symptoms really affected my life. It made me feel like I couldn't be in social situations with people. Going to work felt scary. Going out with my friends felt scary. It's like I always had this pit in my stomach. Even though I was taking anxiety medication at the time, I would still get these symptoms, muscle spasms and shakiness, and my heart would start to race randomly, and I would have heart palpitations. And when you feel, for example, heart palpitations, it really does feel like something's wrong with your heart, like you're gonna have a heart attack. And having a heart palpitation happen when you're in a conversation or trying to do work, you don't want to function the rest of your day. You're just focused on, oh my gosh, am I having a heart attack? So a lot of your day is taken away from you. These anxiety symptoms can really take a toll on your life in this society and being a functional human being. I tried a few treatments to help my anxiety. Obviously, the main one was taking anxiety medication, which did help a lot, and I took that every day. And then some other things that I tried was, therapy. That helped a little bit. I tried acupuncture. That wasn't helping either. I tried multiple things that didn't have to do with medication, that didn't really help. I just felt the same. I tried a little bit of meditation, but it was never enough to really do anything. My healing happened over time. The start of my healing was back in 2023 at my first Joe Dispenza event. In short, I had a full-on awakening at this event. Had many mystical moments there. And there was a day at the event where I didn't take my anxiety medication. And like I've said, I've been taking this anxiety medication every day for 11 years. And I just knew I didn't need it. And so I went a full day and I was like, whoa, this is a possibility that I don't have to take this every day. So that was absolutely mind-blowing to me that I did that. And being at the event, I was like, this is it. I'm gonna get off. This is the beginning of me getting off my anxiety medication. That was the beginning of how I knew it was a possibility. And then getting home from that event, I was still having mystical moments, and I remember getting back, and I didn't take my anxiety medication for like 4 days when I got back. I was like, oh my gosh, am I gonna be able to get off my medication? I did take my medication after 4 days, but I only took like half of what I needed. So I kept doing that probably for a month of just taking half of what I needed, and I would probably go like maybe 3 days without it, 2 days without it, 5 days without it. And it started getting to higher and going into like 7 to 8 days off my medication. So I was just like, whoa, this is so cool. Like, I was so shocked, but I just knew, I was like, okay, it is a possibility for me to get off of my anxiety medication. It is. And so I just kept that in my mind. I would meditate at home and I would still imagine myself off my medication. I made a vision board at one point that had my anxiety medication on there, saying that I would be off of my anxiety medication. I was going, multiple days without my medication for a few months. Sometimes I would only have to take it once a month. And then I had times where I would go back onto it a little bit more. It was an up and down battle. It was not completely easy getting off the medication. I had my side effects, but I pushed through it knowing that it was a possibility and a potential for me to be off my anxiety medication. So fast forward a month or so, and I decided, hey, I'm gonna go to another event. Well, actually, I didn't know I was gonna go to another event. So I was on the wait list, and maybe a week before I was gonna go, I was told that I was able to go to the retreat. And so I was like, I'm just gonna make it happen and go on this retreat. And I wasn't planning to cure my anxiety going on this retreat, but I did decide I was gonna go the whole week without taking my medication. And so, yeah, I went to the retreat, and I didn't take my anxiety medication the whole week, and I felt great, I felt confident and just knew it was a possibility. And as I was leaving the retreat, I just knew that I didn't need my medication anymore. I don't know how else to say it. I just knew that I didn't need it. It's been 2-3 months without my medication. And I just know, like I just said, I don't need it. And I'm so grateful to know that, and to be in this position to let people know that are struggling with anxiety that it is a possibility to get off of your medication. You don't have to take it your whole life. I really mean that. I really thought I was going to be taking this medication my whole life. And I'm just so grateful, and I know this is just the beginning of a beautiful life that I'm living. Was there a specific moment or event where you knew you were healed? Yeah, there was definitely a specific moment, and that was when I got back from the Colorado retreat. I just knew that I was off my medication. And all of this was because of meditation and Joe's work and understanding how powerful we are. I mean, I would meditate, and I have been meditating every day, 2 times a day, including the breath work twice a day. I just know how important it is. And I'm not going back to that old self. So I will be doing meditation 2 times a day, every day for the rest of my life, no matter what, no matter how late it is, no matter how early it is. The current status of my diagnosed condition is, that I'm off of my medication. I didn't go back to a doctor after I got off. I didn't feel like I needed to do that. That was my old self going to the doctor for that reason. I just know that I'm a new person. I'm happy, I'm healthy. I'm happier than I ever have been in my life. I was more sad on my anxiety medication. Meditation and Joe's work has changed my life, and I don't know what else to say. And I'm just so blessed and grateful that I found out what we truly are. We are so, so powerful. Thank you so much to everyone that works for Joe and Joe Dispenza. Thank you for waking me up and changing my life.